Hi, I'm Gary White for Central Kentucky Television. I'm here with Dorothy White, who is the Executive Director for the Bardstown-Nelson County Chamber of Commerce. And recently it was announced that you are going to be leaving us from the Chamber here in just a couple months at the end of the year, right?
I am. I'm retiring at the end of the year. Everyone works, in different capacities, but I feel this has just been a wonderful position. I've really, really enjoyed it and love all that enthusiasm that we have here at the Chamber. And I think it's time to bring on someone that is going to pick up those reins and just go forward. I'm sure it's going to be an absolutely wonderful, wonderful experience for them too.
Now, how long have you been the Executive Director?
12 and a half years.
What were some of the highlights for you of working here with the Chamber?
My gosh. There have been so many. It really is, Gary. It's hard to decide what was the, making the most difference in my life. Probably serving for the KCCE president when I was that in 2008. I
That's
enjoyed
the Kentucky
that.
Chamber of Commerce.
That's the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce executives from all across the state of Kentucky. And it was a wonderful experience. I learned so much from KCCE. I would certainly encourage whomever takes this position to participate in the KCCE. It's located in Frankfort, and they have events ongoing. They do 2 conferences a year, and they have a lot of things that they accomplish. But that truly is where I gained the most valuable experience, because you're dealing with other chambers all across the state. Made a lot of friends. In fact, I've been getting a lot of emails from them as well. A lot of them have retired already, but a lot of them are still working, and so it's very interesting to see how everything kind of plays out that way.
And you've had a great staff that you've gotten to work with here as well.
Oh my gosh, I have been so blessed. We really have had some very valuable people over the years. I was fortunate enough that when my daughter lived here, we had an opening and she was able to fill in there for a whole year. And how many people get to, have that opportunity? So that was great. But then we went on from there. Jenny and Roby and I started on the very same day. And so we had a lot of good years together, but when that position became open, it's been just a great opportunity to get to know some of these wonderful people. We have Jan Ballard, who's been with us for a number of years, and she is just been a gem. Just very, very good to work with, incredibly efficient, incredible. I can't say enough good things, and Jan knows this. So. And that is one thing I think that we do feel. We're a very close-knit family. There's just really, 1 full-time, 2 part-time people. And so between Jan and Debbie Sneed, who handles all our accounting and everything, she does the mailings, does that kind of thing for us. And between the 2 of them, they just are like a well-oiled machine. And they're going to be here for hopefully a nice long time. And so whomever comes in this position, I know is going to have wonderful support. They're going to be totally taken care of. I don't worry about a thing.
That's great.
It is.
Now, speaking of, you're going to be here through the end of 2015, right? Your
right,
last day's
until
going to be
the end of the year, yes.
December 31st.
Well, that's my goal, but we've talked about a couple different things. Depending on the person that they put in this position, if they're ready to hit the ground running and take off, then we may adjust that somewhat, but that's my goal is to work until the end of the year, yes.
What is the goal for the Chamber then moving forward for finding a new Executive Director?
Okay, the process really is spelled out quite
thoroughly
in our bylaws. In fact, I have sent those bylaw copies to, I can't tell you how many chambers across the state of Kentucky, because a lot of the ladies say they come into the position and they really don't have a real good strategic plan. They don't have bylaws in place, and they need to start those things. So a lot of them are starting from scratch. I was fortunate enough to walk into a position that was already spelled out, already had a strategic plan for the next 5 years. And so I was very, very fortunate to be in that position. But the way that is spelled out, it does have to be advertised. So anyone, anywhere that is interested in applying for that position, you're more than welcome to do that. It will go through, NCETA. And so what we do is start out with advertising first, and then anyone that, walks in the door will have applications available. And so we just go from there. They do the interviews with our executive team that is made up of course, Kim Houston, the president, and then our current chair is Matthew Height. Our past chair is Diana Gagney, and then our chair-elect, the gentleman that's moving into that position, is Jonathan Ray. And so all of them will get together, and myself, and start talking about, you know, what the needs are and what we're looking for, and then we just go from there, do the interviews, and we've been through this process several times with our front end person, and so we got that down pretty well too. I know that the person that takes this is, I hope they love it and enjoy it as much as I have.
Absolutely. And I don't know how they could possibly do as well as you did, because
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Gary, there are so many wonderful people out there. You know, we've talked before about Bardstown in Nelson County. We live in an incredible place that you can walk out the door and go to 15 wonderful places that people sometimes don't even know about.
Right.
And we've just, you know, we're very happy to be in this position.
There's a lot of opportunity for
There's
Bardstown.
tremendous opportunity.
So Dorothy's going to be moving on towards the end of the year. What's going to be happening for you in 2016 then?
Well, actually, my husband and I are retiring, so of course we have some retirement plans, some trips we want to take. Got kids all over. I have children and grandchildren in Florida, and then in Colorado, and then in Michigan. And so we're going to be doing a lot of traveling to those places, obviously, as we have in the past. But more of it, hopefully. Get to see my grandchildren more. And then the other thing, I have kind of had this in the back of my mind for a while. Anyone that knows Bardstown knows that a lot of folks like to take Monday off. They've worked the entire weekend, they're tired on Monday, that's not what they want to do, and doesn't work for their family. So I thought for a long time about starting a business called Monday Monday. And the more I talk about it, the more excited I get. Only because I think anytime you're in a position, you know, you get real comfortable with it at first, and then it's kind of evolve into whatever is next. And so by doing that, the Monday Monday, I only work on Monday, so it would obviously give me the flexibility that I need to travel to see my family and do the things I want to do, but yet still keep my hand in just a little bit. I've been in business for about 30 years. It's real hard to kind of walk away from that. So I think this is a great transition.
Fantastic. So I look forward to working with you on some of those projects.
I hope so too, because Gary, you and I go way back and have, I know I've always enjoyed working with you, and whenever you've had me on your show and doing things, I just...
Or dancing.
Or dancing. I actually have the Mirror Ball trophy, if you'll notice, right behind me, so always a lot of fun, and I think that's one element that we have tried to bring to the Chamber. Business is business, so when you do things with the Chamber, have different meetings, whatever you're doing, we try to make it very enjoyable and make it a worthwhile experience for you.
Absolutely. And if there is somebody out there who might be interested in interviewing, who do they need to contact?
They can actually just drop it off here at the Chamber office.
Okay.
They can mail it to 1 Court Square here in Bardstown, or they can fax it in if they'd like to, 348-6478, if they want to fax it in. Of course, we'd rather see you in person, but we will actually start that process probably within the next week or so. And once we go through our strategic plan and see what our next steps are, then we'll just take it from there.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure getting the opportunity to know and work with you over the past dozen years.
Yes.
And I look forward to hopefully getting to continue that in the future.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, good talking with you again. Dorothy White is the Executive Director for the Bardstown-Nelson County Chamber of Commerce. She is going to be retiring at the end of this year. It's been Gary White for Central Kentucky Television.